This is amazing. Finally on Primus
Destination Primus Vita is the first part of a adventure narrative-driven game that developers are kind enough to give me a press key to look at. This is a game that has some beautiful imagery, as you can see here, and it's going to be a very interesting mix of the two designs. The entire game takes place in a simulation on a spaceship for a crew that's heading to hopefully save the planet Earth. So the simulation is kind of their way of both being therapy and keeping their mind sharp on the trip. I'm not sure if each episode is going to be playing with different characters, but this one we play as one of the crew members who's trying to explore her memories and figure out what is happening, and of course being tested by logic puzzles and her own personal demons as well. Throughout each area, you'll find puzzles that vary in terms of their design, and these usually come in between the narrative or story-driven moments that we'll talk about next. Destination Primus Vita is a linear game, so if you do get stuck at a puzzle, there is nothing that you can really do to get around it. But the game likes to hide hints and other collectibles around for you to look for. The puzzles definitely go for a variety approach, with some logic base, some are like this, although I did find the mouse to be a little funky with these puzzles. I was having trouble dragging them along. I'm not sure if the game is meant to be played with a keyboard and mouse, or the gamepad might be better here. But the developers are certainly going for variety, and you won't see it in this video, but there are sections that involve kind of a deducing an image puzzle or deducing symbols. There's another puzzle that involves finding items in the environment, and the game definitely has a good variety along with kind of the trippiness of the environment. Now, the other part of Destination Primus Vita is the story, and this is where the crew's own personal experience comes into play. Throughout the game, you're going to run into these tiny vignettes where your crew member will interact with memories and the people that are on the ship. And that's her on the left there. The idea is you're going to piece together her memories by exploring the little area, and then you'll be able to talk to the person. This is her brother, by the way. And the game hints at giving you some kind of control, allowing you to choose dialogue options that affect how the person is in relation to you. But at the time of this play, I don't know if that has any game repercussions or gameplay repercussions as you go forward. But again, when it comes to Destination Primus Vita, this is definitely a narrative-driven experience, with the puzzles and exploration kind of a second or third element to the game. At this point in time, with Episode 1, a lot of the overall story or situation is kept to lore or extra elements, and you're not going to really learn more about it. I am very curious to see how they develop things, if each episode will be its own unique game element or own gameplay systems. Although I will say that I think I kind of like the council's approach to kind of the story or the choose your own adventure style gameplay. With Destination Primus Vita Episode 1, at least from what I played, it is entirely linear. You don't really have control over how the puzzles progress or how people view you and how things develop. And I think this makes the game more in line to something like Gone Home or What Remains of Edith Finch. But I did like what I was seeing, and again, the visual design I think is a strong push or a strong motivator for this game. Because it takes entirely place inside our main character's head in the simulation, it does allow for some very trippy visuals, such as these areas kind of just existing in the emptiness of space. And ultimately, I think that's what's going to drive people to check this game out. The story and the really beautiful visual designs. I found the puzzles to be, I'm not going to say hard, but they're definitely more on the moderate to moderately difficult side of things. And I did get stuck at a few parts as I played through it, But ultimately, the game does leave things very straightforward. Each area is its own self-contained part, and nothing will carry over in terms of items or solutions that you need from one to the other. And again, I love the color and the aesthetics of this game. But we're going to wrap things up for here because, again, as a narrative and a puzzle-driven game, everything that I'm showing you is pretty much spoiler-filled. But I would like to thank the developers for giving me a press key to check this one out. Like I said, this is only episode 1, and I don't know how things will continue with subsequent episodes. But if you're interested in a new kind of adventure game, I would say give this one a check. By the time you're watching this should either be out or be very soon. But if you're working on your own game that you'd like me to take a look at, please don't hesitate to get in touch and check back for daily discussions on game design here and on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games. Once again, this has been Destination Primus Vita, Episode 1, Austin. And Austin, of course, is our main character. But until next time, have a good night. Before we get to the credits, just a quick shout out to the supporters over on patreon.com/gwbycer. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to check back for our regular streaming, most nights at 9:30, 10 EST, and you'll find a schedule linked down below. For a collection of my writings as well as audio casts on design, you'll find that at game-wisdom.com. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at gwbycer. If you're interested in hanging out and talking about game design topics, we have a Discord channel with the basic tier open to everybody, and that is linked down below as well. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, it is at patreon.com/gwbycer. Your support can help to keep things going and growing, and you can earn rewards such as ad-free versions of our talks, votings for our specific Let's Plays and grab bag streams, and more. But that's it for now. Thanks again for watching. I hope you come back for more great discussions on design here and on GameWisdom.com, where we examine the art and science of games.